Next one is minor as a partner. So we are talking with regard to the partnership firm, right? So in a partnership firm, if all the other partners they give their consent, then they give the entry, they can allow the entry of a minor to become a partner, right? So this is one thing, that he can become a partner in a partnership firm, but with the consent of the other all the other partners, right? This is one thing. Second thing is that he can only be partner, he can only become partner in profits of the firm. He will never share the losses of the firm. But this is also one of an important thing, that a minor can become a partner in a partnership firm, but only he will share the profits of the firm. He will not be bearing the losses. So this is a very important aspect. He would be admitted to the benefits of the firm. Next one is guarantee for and by a minor. So when we talk about the guarantee by a minor and guarantee for a minor, obviously guarantee means some kind of assurance, right? So some kind of assurance when it is given by a third party. When it is given by a third party for a minor, they can give the guarantee for a minor, which is absolutely okay. But a minor can never give any assurance or guarantee for some other person. Why he cannot give? Because we never held a minor responsible. We never hold the minor liable for anything. So that is why a minor cannot give a guarantee for some other person, but obviously some other third party may give guarantee for a minor, right? So this is there. Next one is minor and insolvency. As far as insolvency is concerned, it means that when we say that minor cannot make a contract and he is not liable for anything, he can never be held responsible also, and he can never be held insolvent also. So in order to become insolvent, there has to be some kind of contractual capacity should be existing within the individual. Since a minor cannot make contract, he cannot become liable by the law, so therefore he can never become insolvent. So this is one. Next one is minor as joint promisor. Joint promisor means he acting as a promisor. He is acting as a promisor along with other promisors. So he become a joint promisor. So that is okay, absolutely. He can act as a joint promisor, but again same thing would be implemented, that he would not be held liable. No monetary liability would be created for that minor, or he would not be responsible for any kind of monetary liability. Next one is minor as a shareholder. Can a minor become a shareholder? Yes or no? So yes, a minor can become shareholder, although he cannot apply to any company in order to buy the shares of that company. Why? Because he cannot make any contract. But if those shares are being transferred to him, right? So in that case, transmitted to him, in that case he can become a shareholder, and those shares should be, this is the condition, those shares should be fully paid up shares, right? So those shares should be fully paid up shares. What is fully paid up shares? For which we have given the entire amount of money, paid the entire amount of money to the company. So if this is the condition, then in that case only a minor can become a shareholder. Next one is minor and negotiable instrument. So negotiable instrument, like for example, a promissory note is there, or bill of exchange is there, or a check is there. So these are all negotiable instruments. Minor can write that, draw that, or accept it, but again the same thing, that he will not be held responsible, he will not be held liable for the execution of that negotiable instrument. So this is also important. Next point is service agreement. So what is service agreement? Service agreement means a minor can make a service agreement, yes or no. So any kind of service agreement which is made by a minor is what? it is void, right? So he cannot make a service agreement, right? But for example, if he has already performed any duty with regard to that service agreement, he has already done some, performed his part, he has already performed some of the duties, in that case he can enforce that service agreement which he has done in the past. And if he is acting as a beneficiary, means he has not received the payment, if he has not availed the payment, but yes, he that minor has done something or performed some kind of promise, maybe under some kind of agreement, in that case he can enforce it. So this is, we have already seen in the earlier point also, that if a minor can act as a beneficiary if he has performed his obligation. So that applies here in the service agreement also. This is one thing. But if something is yet to be performed and he is yet to become a part of a service agreement, then he cannot enforce it. Then in that case he cannot enforce that service agreement. This is the next one is contract of apprenticeship. If a minor has completed 14 years of his age, in that case he can, the guardian of that minor can make a contract of apprentice, right? This is there. Next one is liability for tort. Tort means some kind of wrong you're doing, some kind of civil wrong you're doing. So if a minor is there and he, suppose he slaps somebody, or he intentionally injures somebody by rash driving or something like that, so in that case, if he is involved in any kind of civil wrong, he would be liable by himself. Next is liability for necessary of life. So there is a term known as necessaries of life. So a minor, is a minor responsible for the necessities of life which is supplied to him? Yes or no? So in that case, we will see that if somebody is providing the necessities of life to a minor, he cannot hold that minor liable for that. Obviously, the minor will not be responsible for that, will not be liable for that, right? But in case if there is a property, minor is having some kind of property with him, so that supplier of necessities of life may recover that money from the property of the minor. So this is also one of the aspects. So now we have to see, in order to understand what is the meaning of necessities of life. So there are 3 clauses are there under the Indian Contract Act. First is that the things supplied should be the necessaries of life. Whatever you are supplying, whatever you are providing to that minor, it should be necessity of life. It should come under the category of necessities of life, which should not consider any kind of luxury in that, right? Next one is that things supplied match up with the living standard of minor. You are providing something which is against the lifestyle of that minor, it will not be counted as a necessity of life for that particular person or minor. Next is the minor should be in need of such supplied things. If the supplier is supplying certain necessities also, but minor is already having ample amount of those goods or some kind of things with him already, so in that case he does not need the more things to be supplied to him. For example, the shoes or the clothes, he's already having ample the required clothes already with him, so in that case there is no need of buying more and more pair of shoes or more clothes. So it should not be considered as necessity of life. So we consider here the necessity of life which is given under the Indian Contract Act. So this is all. Thank you. If you have any query, kindly post it in the comment box. Thank you so much.